Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today I got a spicy, lovely list for Historic Best of One. It's a deck that I built a little while ago, and it's an archetype we've played before, but with the state of how Mystical Archives cards get unlocked, I've had to wait until I had wild cards to actually craft it. What a sorry state that system's in. Anyway, less complaining. More talking about the cool little deck we're going to be playing today. We're going to be playing around with Indomitable Creativity. It's probably like the 5th or 6th time we've played this deck, but every time I like to think that we change it up a little bit and do something cool. So this one plays similar to one of the very original lists that we played in the past. So I think it was around like Armenket time when we had the Locust God. The whole point was to Indomitable Creativity a treasure so that you could get out torrential Gearhulks that could then use big instants and sorceries. Sometimes I think it was like commit to memory and things like that. This time we've got a very nice Strixhaven theme for the list. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using these two little cards, Creative Outburst and Magma Opus. These cards are really, really good in this deck because not only do they do some crazy stuff at an instant speed spell, which is what Torrential Gearhulk specifically needs, not only do they do something disgusting, in this case, 4 damage divided as you choose, tap 2 permanents, create a 4/4, draw 2. That's a lot for what is effectively going to be a 4-mana spell with Indomitable Creativity. And also, Creative Outburst, 5 damage to any target, look at the top 5 cards of your library and put one into your hand. Not only do they do those things, but also they discard themselves. And what do they discard themselves and do? They create treasure tokens, which is exactly what Indomitable Creativity needs. This deck is essentially... I like to explain this before we go into the main game, because I always get that one comment of, why don't you run X card? It's a deck building restriction when you build Indomitable Creativity. So the whole point is that we can't run artifacts or creatures except for the ones that we want to hit. So we can't play like a 1-mana Dork, a Llanowar Elf, for example, and then Creativity into it, because if we do that, we have a chance of hitting that Llanowar Elf copy 2, 3, or 4. So we can't run artifacts and we can't run creatures unless they are what we're trying to hit. So the only thing we can hit is a Torrential Gearhulk when we sack a treasure token. We also have Prismari Command from Strixhaven as well, which is a modal spell. One of them allows us to create the treasure token. It's also removal, it's also card draw, and allows us to discard as well. So again, plays into the strategy of putting one of these into our graveyard ready to go. You're going to see this deck pop off quite a fair bit, because if it doesn't, it's not really doing much. I will say though that this list is probably not worth crafting after my experience with it today. There was a time, like at the start of Strixhaven, where I think this deck was very well positioned, but with the rise of lots of Phoenix lists and things like that, there's a lot of graveyard hate going around in the format, and therefore Torrential Gearhulk popping out of a Creativity, targeting one of these and then getting Cling to Dusted is not exactly ideal. So yeah, this is more of a fun list at the moment, so hopefully you guys enjoy today's video. The rest of it, by the way, is interaction, so we've got Anger of the Gods, Sweltering Suns. We're running Magma Spray for the Phoenix lists, as I mentioned before. Got Brainstorm to help us fix our hand a little bit. We can also do a Brainstorm Shuffle. We have 4 Fable Passages and a Field Ruin to make sure that we can play this, shuffle, and get rid of some bad cards. Or we could use it to tuck the important cards like Indomitable Creativity if our opponent is running a Thoughtseize, for example. It's 25 lands with a Valakut's Awakening, so we will make our land drop hopefully every single turn. And we're really only need to get to 4 mana with the Creativity, but you do end up getting into game states where hard casting Magma Opus and hard casting Creative Outburst are not out of the question at all, and they're still pretty good when you get them at that right mana cost. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What's your favorite version of Creativity? Maybe that you've built, maybe that I've built, I don't know. Let me know down below, and yeah, let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in, and we've got mana. We can do some looting to find our Indomitable creativity. We could even dump a magma opus if we want as well along the way, so it's not the best hand. I think you always just want at least one Indomitable creativity around just to make you feel a little bit comfortable. Or even like a sweeper. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, mount and go. So Warlord's Fury probably means it's going to be Bergy Storm. I'm going to actually treasure up the magma opus, I think, here. I can do this whenever I want. Yep, I can indeed. Ooh, opponent skips their turn. Cool. Love to see it. Alright. 2 damage to any target. Bergy's a 3/3. Opponent could play Grinning Ingus. I think in response to their trigger, I can probably burn it with a Prismari command, so I should probably hold that up. But at the same time, got this treasure here, so... Nah, I think I want to keep the treasure around, because it helps me ramp into Gearhulk, and also if I find the Indomitable creativity off the top, then I'm going to want that. Most likely. Let's cycle Sweltering Suns. Field of Ruin, okay. Well, tempo. We're almost at hardcast Gearhulk territory right now, so that's interesting. Pass. A little bit flooded out, but our opponent has continued to do mostly nothing. And will continue to do mostly nothing for some more time. I'm going to go with a treasure here. So we're going to create a treasure, we're going to kill the monument. And now I'm at Gearhulk mana. I think I'll just go Field of Ruin here. It means that I can Gearhulk and do Magma Opus. And still keep a treasure around as well. So there's Bergy. And this should be just game over. Too slow from our opponent. Bit slow from us as well, but... So... Damage divided as we choose. Tap the lands. Make sure 3 kills Bergy. Draw 2 and get a 4/4. Narset's got to be pretty reasonable, but I'm not sure if there's much reason for us to... Yeah. Let's play her out. Yeah, I think our opponent's got it. He's kind of over it. I was just going to Narset and try and find a removal spell or something like that, or... An Indomitable creativity, I think we could have maybe managed to grab, but yeah. Reasonable, I guess, but not a good showing for the deck. Let's see if we can get a better one. Alrighty then, we play first. Very, very painful mana base here. But the hand... Well, the hand can be whatever we want it to be, really, can't it? I'm gonna keep it. I don't know, though. Do I shock myself for a Magma Spray, or not? Because if I don't, then next turn I can't really be doing Magma Opus discard, unless it's not relevant. I think I'll go tapped. You never know what you're up against. I don't think paying 2 to get rid of a creature that might not necessarily do anything next turn is all that relevant. Yeah, so that would have been a useless use of my time, because I think this is going to be the Sultai matchup. In which case, I think we want to go with you on blue, and then discard the Magma Opus here. It's going to be the Sultai, like Yorion Ultimatum list, most likely, right? Or perhaps it's Citadel. Not many black mana lands here for a Citadel list, though. Alright. Play you. Pass the turn. We can brainstorm, shuffle. Another explore for our opponent. And they pass. Just gonna go for it now. Right, well... I don't think I need Magma Spray. I don't think I need this many lands. So let's get rid of one of the lands. And then shuffle it away, grab a red source. And then we get a fresh top of our deck for the next brainstorm if we want it. Let's put you on red and pass the turn. Narset. Let's brainstorm. Okay, that's really good. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of Magma Spray because it's going to be useless. And, well, it's one of the lands here, I suppose. We're going to be discarding it anyway, I think, so. So Narset's coming down. If they minus with a Narset, then Indomitable Creativity is going to kill her. We're not going to get the card draw from the Magma Opus, though. Tyrant Scorn. So it's like a Sultai control list. Do I create an artifact here? I guess I could. Let's do 2 damage to any target. Create a treasure. The Magma Opus divides damage as I choose, so that's why I'm hitting them for 1, so I can hit them for 3 with the Magma Opus here. We definitely don't want to draw the Magma Spray, but we're shuffling it away with the Indomitable Creativity anyway, so no need to worry there. And then we're going to do an X2. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have an extinction event here, but gonna go for it. Double Gearhulk. One will be a Magma Opus, and then the other will be, I think, the Prismari Command. So, oh god, what's the ordering on these now? I click the Magma Opus first. It's the one thing I really don't like about this situation. Right, the Prismari Command's the one that goes first. So, Prismari Command is going to deal 2 damage and loot. I really hope it's gone the right way here. Oh god, it's probably not, has it? Oh, it has. Okay. No, it hasn't. We didn't really want to loot. I haven't really thought this one through. I should have created a treasure token. Then the Magma Opus allows me to hit them for 4 and draw 2. I was very silly. I don't know. This UI is just not very good for doing multiple stacks where things aren't on the screen at the same time. Alright, no extinction event, please. Yeah, it just creates some really confusing stacks, I would say. When it only shows them when they're active. Doesn't make too much sense. Alright, so they're dead. It's as simple as that. So Golos grabs a land. Field of the Dead's banned, so they can't get a blocker from their land. There's no Colony whatever it is, Colony whatever. We're going to do 2 to our opponent's face and destroy Golos. Boop boop. And yep, that's 14. Sweet. Deck working as intended, although a little bit confusing on the old UI front there. Oh well, it got us to the end anyway. It almost could have cost us the game actually if those cards that we discarded actually mattered, but there you go. Either way, next game. Okay, we're in, and our opponent goes first. We have a Magma Spray as early game removal, Magma Opus on 2 to discard, and then hopefully we can survive until turn 4, and then we've got the creativity, sack the treasure, hit the opus. So yeah, should be pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable, hopefully. We'll see. Opponent mulls to 6, and another red deck. We got another magma opus. So we can do that on 3, so on turn 4 we can creativity, so that should be pretty reasonable. Brainstorm. Next turn we're going magma opus, so we're not even going to be casting that, so I think I'll just bottom it. Thermo Alchemist. Well, we can't touch that one, unfortunately, and we did just draw another Brainstorm. So I'm going to put this on red, pass the turn. I guess next turn is going to be Opus discard, and then either Magma Spray or Brainstorm. Depends on how our creativity's hit, I guess, right? Maybe we just won't even live. Our opponent's got an extremely good hand here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just too fast to play against. And yep, my turn. Got a Sulphur Falls. And we're probably just dead, honestly. I think we're just dead. Like, even if we do manage to get our combo off, our opponent's still got a 6-6, and it's a bit ridiculous. Okay, take 6. Down to 9. And let's discard another Opus. So, I think I'm actually going to go to 7 here so that I can creativity X1 and keep a treasure token. I think that's the line. It's a bit of a weird one, obviously risky against the burn deck. But we get to do it again next turn as well, so I'm hoping that with the 4-4 getting to block the Incinerator as well as the 5-6, we can maybe survive here. So Gearhulk enters the field, casts the Magma Opus. The Magma Opus hits the Alchemist and our opponent, taps down their lands. And then we get a 5-6 and a 5-4, drawing 2 cards. Is it good enough? Time to find out, right? The opponent's got 3 cards and we're on 6, so, I mean, as good as our board state looks, it doesn't look pretty good at all if our opponent just has burn in hand. And they can point it at our creatures, I believe. The Thermo Alchemist, at least it has Summoning Sickness. Alright, we're creature dense, which is really nice. So if they attack here, I will double block. Looks like they know better. Okay. So, fire it off again, another X1, destroying this token. Another Gearhulk. Grabs the Magma Opus, so we're going to be killing Thermo Alchemist and our opponent's face. Tapping down these creatures here, I think. And see where we go from there. We can go island so we can brainstorm. Let's get in for at least 5. I'm trying to think how we lose. Incinerator tramples over. I'm going to need to block this, so yeah, I think I can afford to get in for 5. I'm not sure if I can do much more than that, though. This only does 2 damage, so it's not going to be able to kill any of our opponent's things. A red deck without any X2s is a strange sight to behold, of course. It's mostly in here for Phoenix matchups, of course, but here we are. Alright, 3 to my face. And 3 to any creature. And let's see how they choose to attack here. Okay. So we can leave them without a board state. So if I go boop, boop like this, boop there. They can play another spell in order to trigger the piling so it doesn't trade with the Gearhulk. 6, 7, 8, I think, if they had a Rimrock. So we've blocked that as well. I think this is the best block we can do. And then we'll brainstorm to try and find, hopefully, a good situation to be in. Yeah, kinda hate that. We're at 1. Just dead off the top to anything, really. And as we feared, piling trades, but exactly enough to survive the incinerator here. And then we're just going to brainstorm now, because I need something. Magma Opus. Oh god, right, so we want to use the temple to get rid of one of the cards. We'll get rid of... Am I going to be Sweltering Suns here, or... Probably don't need this brainstorm. Just put this temple on top, I guess. We'll scry the brainstorm away, most likely. Yeah, I think we're scrying away the brainstorm. I'm just trying to think if I can actually draw anything with brainstorm here that matters. I'm not sure that I can. But perhaps killing piling gives me the best chance of being able to attack in. I haven't seen anything hasty from them. So 2 damage. And... loot. Creative Outburst. Alright, so let's get rid of Magma Opus and Steam Vents. Magma Spray the piling. Beg for the Magic Gods to give us a little bit of a break from our opponent's top deck. We need to have a land off the top. If we have a land off the top, we win. Alright, let's see what to draw on then. Never mind. Yeah, because we could have Creative Outbursted our opponent's face if they just whiffed on either a Summoning Sick creature or a land there. I think that was our best odds. I don't think we could have really done anything else. Womp womp. Okay, we get to play first. I like this hand. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's a turn to discard Magma Opus for a treasure. We got Prismari Command on 3 to deal with any of our opponent's threats, as well as draw for the Indomitable Creativity. And now we have a Magma Spray as well. Should be pretty good against whatever our opponent's working on here, which I don't know what it is, because usually red-black means a Lurrus list, and no commander in sight. So, a little bit strange. I am going to shock here, so I can Prismari Command without using a treasure. So, got a lot of drawing and discarding to do here. Maybe it's like a big red with some black in it. The longer this goes on, the less I think these Magma Sprays are relevant, so let's draw 2, kill their Mind Stone. Sack it in response, that's totally fine, but it's more killing the mana that's really what I'm interested in here. We already have a Magma Opus in the graveyard, so let's get rid of a Magma Spray Probably just both the magma sprays, considering we've got the sweltering suns. Brainstorm's a pretty reasonable pickup. If I brainstormed, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left over. I don't imagine I've got much to do here that means that I should brainstorm right now. Thoughtseize. Let's go with this. Yeah, we definitely want both of these. So let's put you back and then you back. Tucking the most important cards here. The plan being in this situation was to prevent this Thoughtseize from hitting anything good. So these 2 cards go back. I'm going to top deck them because I'm not planning on shuffling with the Fabled Passage. And then I drop a mountain. I've got 6 mana for the Torrential Gearhulk if I want. Or I can go with the Indomitable Creativity X4 and then use the Magma Opus there. So, yeah, I think our opponent will very much struggle from that point forward. I guess, cool. Yep, good game. Okay, we're in, and this is basically a one-lander. Like, we will do nothing for 9,000 turns, so I'm going to mulligan this one. Like, of course, you can play this tapped, but then you can't do anything turn 2 either. You can play this tapped, and then you can't do anything. So let's just mull it and then pretend that we never saw it. This hand, it's a little bit better. We've got a Brainstorm with Fabled Passage. We'll get rid of one of the outbursts, I suppose. And where are we going to go from here? It's like mono red. Okay, so we're actually going to go Magma Spray. I don't think we were going turn 1 Brainstorm regardless, because I think the value of shuffling away some cards here is pretty good for us. Expressive Iteration, so not mono red. More likely to be something like Phoenix, or maybe a Prowess list. I actually want to mess with the Prowess list with Expressive Iteration, but I feel like I've done a lot of aggro decks and things like that recently, so I don't know. Try pivot to the slower side is what I was thinking with this list. So we will discard Creative Outburst, so we have ourselves a treasure to play with. And then next turn we can do Brainstorm Shuffle. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Alright, so discard you. It's a card that needs to die. We don't really have a good way of doing it right now, though. We kind of only really hit X2s a lot of the time. Oh. That's kind of a way to do it. But we lose our treasure if we do. I don't think there's anything I can draw here that would stop the Arcanist, so it's what I value the Arcanist as a card that I need to deal with right away. I kind of feel like it is. It is an absolute monstrosity of a card advantage engine, so I think it's worth dealing with. We will crack this Fabled Passage and grab a red source as well. So I guess Valakut's Awakening can be shuffled away. Magma Spray, if it is going to be Phoenix, is going to be a really good card here to hold on to. Okay. Another iteration. So you can use this one to play land drops here, so maybe that's what they're digging for. So one into hand, one on the bottom, and then one into exile that you can then play. Yeah, I was guessing it wasn't going to be a land here, so it looks like it is going to be Phoenix. Crackling Drake, usually like the side gig for Phoenix. To keep you going in those mid-rangey battles. I might need to rethink some of my removal here, because most of my removal that will deal with a Crackling Drake is 7 or 8 mana here. That being said, we usually get them out on turn 4, so it's not exactly the worst. Okay. So, crack this for red. Opponent might hold Brainstorm here if they think that I'm willing to counter them. Guess I'd love a Narset. We're gonna go red sauce. Should matter either way, whatever we don't get, we'll get on the next time around, so. Prismari command, pass the turn. It is an opt. Alright. It's a very expensive is-it list. There we go, Faithless Looting. Double Phoenix, wowie. That's the second spell. To the top. And the third one. So we can get rid of... We can technically get rid of both Phoenixes, but we can only get rid of one for good. Sprite Dragon. Ew. And Shock. Alright, so... We're going to forfeit the Brainstorm Shuffle here for a Magma Spray plus Command. I think. Although we could do the Treasure Token, actually. If I kill the Sprite Dragon... Make the Treasure Token... And I can Brainstorm, Shuffle, Magma Spray a Phoenix. So 2 here, Treasure Token here. Take 2. Here comes the Phoenix. So we're going to Brainstorm away the Valakut's Awakening. Get Creativity and another Creativity. So we don't want either of these. So shuffle them back in the deck. Grab a red sauce and kill a Phoenix. Send it to exile. Sulphur Falls. At this point, am I just redrawing both cards here, trying to find another Magma Spray? I kind of think that I am. We might be on hardcast Torrential Gearhulks at this point. Good lord, this hand's bad. Wow. Even my 1-of Anger of the Gods would have been so much better. Got Creative Outburst for a Gearhulk. Ox of Agonis. Yeah, this is just kind of brutal. So, Temple. Gonna bottom that. And Sun's the board. I've got to try my best to stop them from actually reanimating the Phoenixes and just constantly hitting me with them. But they're just hardcasting them and not struggling at all. Crack this for an island. So we got 3, 6. So if I discard 1 Magma Opus, I open up Indomitable Creativity as well as land into Magma Opus as an option. But yeah, I think this game's just completely over because the Dreadhorde Arcanist gets a Brainstorm, I think. Ox of Agonis could just fire off and draw our opponent 3 cards and make a big boy on the board. We've just completely whiffed here, left, right, and center. Yeah, so here it goes. They don't even have to get rid of anything good in their graveyard to do this, which is the worst. Faithless Looting. So that's 1 instant. 2 lands discarded, though. That's 2 instants, and then the Faithless Looting is the 3rd, and that's us dead. GG, I guess. Okay, first time seeing Narset here. We've got a Brainstorm hand. I think this hand's fine. Honestly, Brainstorm's that powerful, you could keep a hand like this. We really just hope to draw some more lands, so hopefully Brainstorm doesn't lock us there. And we are on the draw, of course, so... Miscloaked Herald, wowie. Alright, no chance of really a bad Brainstorm lock with a Fabled Passage here. Looks like Merfolk. Spicy. Played them on the channel before. They're actually not terrible. Not to be messed around with, I would say. Okay. So the Prismari Commands and the Magma Sprays are all going to be pretty reasonable here. Our main concern is Deeproot Elite pumping something out of range. That's lovely. We want to see that. That one, on the other hand, maybe not so much. Just leave the Mistbinder alone. Yeah, Mistbinder not getting the counters is a mistake on their part, because it means that we can actually pick it off, and then the rest goes into range of death, and oh boy, our opponent's in for a bad time. Alright, Narset's a bad card, Field of Ruin's a bad card. So shuffle them away, go for a red source. Yeah. Our opponent might scoop right here and now, honestly. And this is exactly why we're running the card. Sweep them on up. Alright, now we've got a handful of 2 damage burn spells. Lead the Stampede puts no creatures into the board, so it's very bad tempo. It's very good card draw, but very bad tempo. I'm going to go tap land, sack Outburst with Magma Spray open. We know we're going to have some good targets, so no concerns there. Let's see how they choose to take their turn here. So if they go Miscloaked Herald, we'll hold until they play the Jade Bearer here. Which we will attempt to kill the Herald now. Without playing the discard here, it allows us to play around Spell Pierce. Miscast! Wow. Okay. Sure. Well, we'll go Creative Outburst here. Could go for a really greedy Prismari command. I'm all for that, really. Let's be fair. That sounds like a great idea. So let's go Prismari command. 2 damage, create a treasure. This allows for the X2 Indomitable creativity. And in a panic situation, we can still Prismari command, create a treasure. But obviously taking 1 point here is not a cause for concern at all. Our only concern is our opponent's drawn a miscast, and they've just shown that they haven't, so we've got nothing to fear here. And our opponent is gonna lose. Alright. So, X2, 1, 2, boop. Nothing necessary to play around here. Just gotta be aware that one of our Gearhulks is gonna get tapped. So, we're gonna go... Oh, come back, I was winning. Oh, no. I was gonna go with a Creative Outburst. So our opponent's got a 1-1 and a 2-2, and a 2-2 ready to arrive at any point. So we're gonna Creative Outburst, dealing 5 damage to the 2-2, putting one of the cards in our hand, which is likely to be a sweeper of some sort, or a removal spell. And then we can also do Prismari Command, dealing 2 damage to the other creature, leaving them with an empty board, and with us having 2 5/6s and them a 2-2 that can't push through. And then we can kill it with the 19 other removal spells we have in our hand. We're almost at hardcast Magma Opus mana as well, so really no cause for concern. This game is completely in the bag. Short of our opponent, I guess, getting a Coco is surprising on end step. That could do us in, but all we have to do is be aware that it exists, and there's really no concern anymore. So, yeah, cool. Nice game. Alrighty then, we go first. We've got a sweeper, which is nice. Our opponent's got them harmless offering sleeves though, so maybe we have to assume that we're up against the good old demonic pat deck. We're gonna go with this one anyway though, because Brainstorm basically means this hand could be anything, even a good hand. Speaker of the Heavens is going to be the Angels list, so Anger's okay. That's really good. Does that change anything? I think I still play my Fable Passage. And we brainstorm away some stuff. I don't know. Ooh, Johnny's Pride Mate. Well, it looks like we're going to go with an Anger here. Gonna have to fire it off nice and early. Otherwise, Primate's just going to grow well out of control. So, excessive outbursts is probably not what we're looking for. The Magma Opus is nice, though. Double board wipes probably relevant as well in this matchup. I'm hoping it's not like Angels, because then they get the Resplendent Angel. Or not the Resplendent, the Cleric Angel that has a 4 toughness booty. Be less than happy to see that one, of course. Alright, well, let's just get sweeping. We'll go with Anger right off the bat. Might want to cycle this one away later, who knows. And it looks like we're off for a turn 5 Magma Opus. There's a Heliod. Alright. Opponent's setting up the perfect time for us to mess around here. Narset, not good for this matchup. I'm starting to think Narset should probably be a tall removal burn spell, honestly. I think I'd hate to see most here is our opponent passing with Coco open. Alright. Dodged a bullet. Could be worth another Suns, depending on how our opponent actually goes about tapping here. So this is going to be weird because we're going to go with the Magma Opus, which can divide 4 damage. But when he enters the battlefield, he's going to trigger the Soul Warden. Unless I can deal with it now. That's interesting. Well, I still think we go for it. So, X1, Indomitable Creativity. We're gonna ping you. Oh, no. Whoa. I'm getting way ahead of myself. It's a good job it actually allowed me to auto-pay there. We're gonna get rid of our own token. Torrential Gearhulk enters. And then the Magma Opus is gonna get to do its thing. So Primate is a 6/6, so that is fine. Then we move the stuff around, do the thing. I'll tap you, I guess. 2/3. Cool. Before it leaves, does a little bit of damage. And we go tap land, say go. So really, Torrential Gearhulk right now is just a brainstorm, but we have a creative outburst. 3, it's not enough just yet though. I will take 8. Yeah, and give it lifelink. Now it's a 9/9, or a 10/10. Yeah, I think I'm chomping with a Gearhulk at this rate. I think that's the plan. And then hope to be able to block an outburst to kill the Primate later. So we're just 1 mana short of doing that right now. Looks like our opponent might even have an answer to it. I mean, I guess we got the Gearhulk double block but if our opponent plays any kind of ETB life gain shenanigans, then that would be really unfortunate. Okay, so we get a Brainstorm. Prismari Commander, Magma Spray. The reasonable cards as long as our opponent doesn't absolutely wreck us, but we're going to have to deal with them anyway, of course, because we have nowhere to shuffle our library right now, and then we're going to double block. Hope our opponent doesn't have God's Willing effects, or a Coco to make them gain lots of life here. That would also really suck. And basically just spell the end of the game for us. Oh ho ho! We've done it! That's what the kids... Oh, he's bored now. Our opponent's bored. The game's not fun anymore. Aaron Jesus take the wheel on our opponent's enjoyment factor. Wow. What a boring game when I'm losing. Yeah, we could have just easily lost that if that Coco was good. We had no choice, of course. They've got a 10-10. What can you do about it? It's a shame it's not an artifact, otherwise we could have Prismari commanded, but, you know, with this board state, they can't get back. Like, all of their creatures are nice and small. Even if they're 4 toughness, we've got, you know, tall removal and creative outbursts, that we're on hard cast mode right now as well for that. So that grabs us 5 cards from the top, one of the cards from the top 5 cards of our library, which might just be another Gearhulk to cast it again, and game's over from there. No, the life total is irrelevant, which is why we took all that damage early, because we just don't care that they're at 29. We will win as soon as we've stabilized. It's just a matter of time, but yeah, really poor collected company from them there. They needed either, well, I guess they needed literally a Soul Warden of some sort and another creature. Anything else wasn't really going to do it for them. As I said, they might have the 2/4 Angel that cares about being at 27 life, and in that case it would be pretty good, but yeah, didn't have that. Either way though, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below, of course, if you did feel like leaving a comment. I'd greatly appreciate that. But yeah, take care guys, and have a wonderful night.